The episode starts with Sakamoto and Aoi heading to school, leaving Shin and Lu in charge of Winston's shop. They're nervous, especially Shin. Before they can relax, an argument breaks out. Lu often borrows Shin's apron to clean, which frustrates him. Things get worse when Shin hears Lu bad-mouthing him in her mind. Lu snaps at him, and they argue. Then, his sook barges in asking for food, but the tension remains. In frustration, Lu says something hurtful, and Shin storms out. After a while, Lu feels guilty, but before she can act, a group of men enters the shop. Seeing Shin's apron, they think Lu is him and demand she come with them. The scene shifts to Lu, now tied up and being taken away. The men talk about Shin's past, how he escaped from a secret lab 11 years ago. Their leader, Tanaka, is sure they've got the right person because of the apron, but his teammate doubts it. Tanaka insists that Shin was an experiment who could read minds. When Tanaka insults Shin, Lu kicks him in the face, shouting, "Who are you to judge Shin?" Tanaka realizes his mistake, and even his team mocks him. Back at the shop, Shin feels bad about his outburst and wants to be more mature, but when he sees Lu is missing, he panics. Sakamoto and his family arrive, and when Sakamoto asks what happened, Shin admits his mistake. Sakamoto then reveals Lu's location, surprising Shin. It turns out Sakamoto secretly put a GPS in Shin's apron. Meanwhile, Tanaka panics, knowing they grabbed the wrong person. He suggests they pretend Lu is Shin, but there's a big problem. Shin is a guy, and Lu is not. While tied up, Lu feels guilty and thinks this is karma for being mean to Shin. Suddenly, a flying bike appears. It's Shin and Sakamoto. Both Lu and Tanaka feel relieved, but for different reasons. Shin realizes the men are from the lab he escaped. A fight breaks out. Sakamoto takes down one of them, and Shin jumps onto a moving truck. The driver thinks it's part of a movie and cheers. Tanaka, realizing things are going badly, warns his team. Shiva, a dangerous fighter, arrives. Shiva jumps onto the truck, vanishes, and ambushes Shin, pushing him off. Shiva then jumps onto Sakamoto's bike, but Sakamoto grabs him. Desperate, Shiva damages the fuel tank, causing an explosion. With their bike destroyed, Sakamoto and Shin sit on the roadside, watching the enemies escape. Sakamoto checks the GPS, but it's not working. Shin says, "I know where they took her." He explains that the men are from the lab where he grew up. They were weird scientists back then, but now I don't know what they become. Following the trail, they arrive at a museum, but underneath it is a dark secret. As they enter, cameras flash, so they buy masks to avoid attention. Meanwhile, Tanaka and Shiva continue transporting Lu when a man in a reindeer mask appears, asking about Shin. Tanaka lies, claiming Lu is Shin, but the masked man dislikes lies and gets angry. Shiva reveals the truth, betraying Tanaka. Tanaka and Lu are captured, and Shiva is tasked with capturing the real Shin. Shin and Sakamoto find the underground lab entrance, but the password has been changed. Alarms blare and a mechanical bear appears, firing its gun by mistake. Sakamoto takes it down, but another bear shows up and Shin handles it. A giant dinosaur skeleton attacks. Sakamoto dodges and tells Shin to minimize damage, hoping to bring his daughter here someday. The dinosaur goes wild, smashing Sakamoto's gun. Frustrated, Sakamoto kicks and destroys the skeleton, leaving Shin stunned. In the lab, the scientists panic over the security breach, but are forced to continue working. One protests, but an astronaut attacks and threatens to kill them. They mention a failed experiment. Shin and Sakamoto burst in, knocking out the astronaut. The scientists, surprised to see Shin, explain that assassins led by Kashima, who wears a reindeer mask, now control the lab. Shin and Sakamoto prepare for battle, but the scientists warn the assassins are too strong. Another assassin leader, Mad, enters. He sees his unconscious teammate and demands answers. No one speaks, so Mad stabs a scientist's hand and threatens to kill them all. Shin attacks Mad with a pen. The scientists scold him, saying they were trying to protect him. Mad, eager to test an experiment, injects Shin with a needle. Shin loses the ability to speak properly afterward. Before Mad can continue, Sakamoto punches him in the face. Hearing Shin struggle to speak, Sakamoto asks, "Do you want to save this place?" Shin barely says, "Yes." Sakamoto gets ready to fight. Outside, two figures, Shishiba and Osareiji from the Order, arrive with their own mission. The episode ends. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to WeebSphere and hit the bell for more. Check out these videos next. See you soon.